As you may know, on this channel, I tend to treat everyone I respond to equally. For better or for worse, I give everyone a fair shot, and no matter if it's Under the Mayo, Young Yeah, Going Indie, Theft King, random angry comments or whoever, I criticize everyone equally, as well as giving everyone credit where credit is due equally. I always made it abundantly clear that I don't hate anyone I talk about on this channel, and prefer to stay completely neutral while agreeing or disagreeing with people on a case-by-case basis. Like, sure, I may add a jab referencing something else a person has done, but unless it's relevant to the conversation, that is never intended to be used as an argument or substitute for one. And I always felt like that was the best way to handle criticism, seeing as that way, I do not fall into a trap of being a part of the hate mob just for the sake of it, nor do I fall into a trap of picking favorites. But you see, according to this guy we'll be taking a look at today, that is suddenly a bad thing because I just so happen to not give favoritism to his favorite Twitter group. Okay, so there is quite a bit of context here, so let me go over that as fast as I can. So, this is all because I made a video over half a year ago where I explained why I'm never making another video criticizing Theft King due to the fact that the audience that watches those videos have the morals so upside down that they think him not liking a video game means he should literally fucking die. No, I am not joking. You can check out that video if you want examples. And well, relatively recently, a guy named Alex Mikola, and yes, that is the correct pronunciation of his name, and if he tells you otherwise, he is gaslighting you, but basically, he randomly got pissed at me and decided to try and pick apart that video. Now, I do want to preface this by saying that he did end up apologizing afterwards, so do not take me bringing this up as me trying to shit on Alex or whatever the fuck, because if you do, you're fucking retarded. It is just simply important context for this situation. But I am jumping a bit ahead here in the timeline. Okay, so basically Alex made that video, and then I made a response to it, which was not only just a response to Alex's video, but I also took the opportunity to clear up some truly disgusting things that the entire Theft King bad crowd is too pussy ass bitch to clear up themselves. Because here's the thing, I do not care how you feel about Theft King or anyone else I covered on this channel. There are boundaries that should never be crossed, and it is as simple as fucking that. Most notably, and this will be important later on, I pulled up one of Theft King's videos and decided to watch it from the very first second to the very last with zero missing context. And why? Well, because Theft King has been falsely accused of defending a pedophile in that video. And well, it turns out that absolutely nothing he said in that video can be taken as him defending a pedophile in any way, shape or fucking form. And the worst thing he said is that celebrating feels tone deaf towards the victims who might want to move on, which is just an odd statement, but it cannot be taken as him defending a pedophile in any way, shape or form, unlike what these retards want to believe. I mean, that video of mine is still up, you can go and check it yourself, but of course, the indie mascot horror Twitter would never tell you this, and would instead go out of their way to gaslight you otherwise with zero evidence, which is the thing that happened to me on numerous occasions. Yeah, it really makes you wonder why I don't wanna pick their side. If you have to lie about the other party being a pedophile, that is how you know you have absolutely no arguments, and by doing so, you lose the right to free speech, because if you're willing to go to those lengths over nothing, why should anyone believe you wouldn't do worse for more? And as I mentioned earlier, shortly after my video came out, Alex ended up apologizing, and I made a pinned comment to clarify this, and I changed the title to better reflect the main thing I wanted to get across in the video, that being the truth. But it appears that a little someone saw my video and wasn't happy with that, which finally brings us to the main topic for today. I know it was a long intro, but there was a lot of important context. So this dude released his first video, which he picked me in, so I ended up seeing it in my creator studio, but I sure as shit wasn't gonna click on that, or YouTube would start recommending me motherfuckers LARPing as 5-year-old girls, because that's totally normal. But then someone sent it in my Discord a few days ago, and since I was sick last week and still kinda am, as you can hear from my voice, I was like, yeah, what the hell, this is an easy topic to laugh at, why the fuck not? The title of this first video is But a kinda easy video. OS, one small issue and it's been bugging me. And as if this shit wasn't bad enough, this motherfucker is completely illiterate. But then again, I don't know why I expect retards who LARP as 6-year-olds online to have their mental age any fucking higher than that, so yeah. Without any further ado, let's get right into this shit.
I'm just gonna get straight into the video, so everyone here who is watching this video probably knows who Theft King is. If you don't, I will probably link a video in the description down below to basically explain this fucking crybaby piece of shit who has really terrible ways of reviewing mascot horror games or indie games.
How much you guys wanna bet that this dude is the content of ban fanboy? But you gotta love this hippo-zoned ass way of thinking. If you don't like the same game as this dude, then you're just a crybaby piece of fucking shit. I'm sorry guys, either agree with him or you're a fucking asshole. There is no other way. Wink wink foreshadowing.
Just... yeah. I already assume that you also know who these two people are, of course, because, well, you know, judging by the title. But anyway, Gatchatuber, who I'm just going to refer to as Bat, because I can't even fucking spell his name properly.
Okay, first of all, I don't know how obvious this is gonna be in the final video, but this dude's mic volume just increased by some odd 10 decibels or some shit, so we have some exquisite audio quality right here. And second of all, this is what you should say in elementary school instead of dropping out.
Or as YouTube user, is a YouTuber who basically does rants on other things. You know, he's a rant channel essentially. And
call me crazy guys, but I don't think this dude ever heard of the word criticism. You know, just a hunch.
And he's basically one of the people who's done rant on one of Theft King's review videos, and one of them was of course as you know, the video on Bendy in the Dark Revival, basically explaining how his review makes no fucking sense. But apparently, due to Alex, as you might know, as a guy who basically makes a lot of videos about Theft King, essentially lied about him, you know, basically defending Theft King. And let's be honest here, while at first it might sound like he is defending Theft King, I don't think he truly is, and here's the reason why. I think everyone knows that Theft King is a very shit fucking dude, let's be honest here.
See, maybe if you said that 2 years ago, you might have a smidge of a point, but guess what? Not only did all of the actually bad shit happen 2 years ago, but he has also stayed completely out of drama for over 2 years. I think it's pretty safe conclusion to come to that maybe, just maybe, after that much fucking time, people can change. Oh, but wait guys, I forgot. Theft King doesn't like generic indie horror walking simulator number 4 million, so he's a piece of shit according to this dude.
But everything in Bat's video is completely, well, fine. It's not exactly bad at all and is actually, you know, right in some cases.
Well, which is it? You can't have it both ways. I mean, what reason would you possibly have to say that there is nothing bad with the video, but then instantly contradict it in the very next sentence by saying that it's only right in some cases? Could it possibly be because of a certain moment in the video which you don't want to admit fault on, but have no proof to back up your side? I do wonder.
But my only problem is, well, the thumbnail.
What the fuck?
No, seriously, what the fuck is this shit? Like, okay, don't get me wrong. Alex was absolutely in the wrong in the situation. Well, okay, maybe not absolutely, but somewhat in the wrong.
What in the actual fuck is this background audio? Like, I can't with this shit. Oh, and also, here he goes dragging his feet again. I wonder why. Take your guess in the comments, guys. What is the thing he is refusing to accept? Well, clock in your answers because we're about to find out.
First off, he wasn't entirely correct and fucking lied about it, and even in his video, Bat's video, it proves that he was basically a liar in that video and wasn't telling the truth. But like, worse than Theft King? Are you kidding me? Alex is like not even on that level of worse than Theft King.
And here we have it. I mean, let's just address what he draws up on the screen here. First of all, claims that Alex says the hard fucking R. The N-word with the hard R. I have no fucking clue in the slightest where he got that from, so I'm not even gonna fucking entertain that. Alright, and then we get to what he put under Theft King. Now the first one is correct, but then we get to the second one. And if you guys remember when I said that I've proven how the narrative that he defended a pedophile is entirely false, by showing the entire video that was quote, evidence of it. And if you remember, when I asked you why this guy would be dragging his feet about my video, well, there you go, this is the reason. This complete waste of oxygen would rather spread false allegations that do ruin people's lives, all because his opposition doesn't like the same games he does, and that makes him big mad. Like, you honestly have to try to be this fucking disgusting. But hold on, it gets even more fucking stupid from here. Forcing fans to apologize. My brother in Christ, he physically cannot do that. Tell me you're delusional without telling me you're delusional. Then we have tried ruining the fan wars. Bruh. Yeah, congratulations, dude. One guy is going to ruin the fan wars. Bruh, really do tell me you're delusional without telling me you're delusional. Then we have milking Jonochrome. So spreading awareness of an actual pedophile is now considered a bad thing by this dude. Like, you really have to be on some next level of humans come to achieve that, like holy fucking shit. But wait, now we have a contradiction here, because this dude claims that he defends pedophiles, but then also claims he exposed Jonochrome. What happened there, buddy? Why would he do such a thing if he was trying to defend them? But yeah. Then we have starting drama for no reason, which is number 1 outdated and number 2 projection, like let's be honest here. And finally, clickbaiting. Something every single person on this platform does, this dude included. And no, I'm not gonna get into retarded semantics about it, look up the fucking definitions of the words click and bait. But yeah, now that we have concluded that this dude is an absolute and utter piece of fucking shit, let's see what else we can laugh at.
If anything, he's below that level. He's below, like, any level of being worse than someone. Theft King is on a high level of, like, being a terrible piece of shit, to the point where Alex doesn't even come close to it.
Yeah, dude, sorry to break it to you, but if you act worse than a certain somebody, that makes you worse than that certain somebody. Like what you're doing right now. Except, unlike both Alex and even Theft King, who could accept criticism and learn from it at the end, you took every opportunity to double down on this one. But then again, these people treat being called Theft King as the second coming of the Third Reich, so what can you really expect from these fucking lowlifes?
He's like mildly asshole, and fucking Theft King is like maliciously manipulative piece of shit asshole. And fuck that. And look, I understand if Bat has good intentions, but those good intentions are being wasted on a cumsock like fucking Theft King, for fuck's sake.
You say that, yet not only did Theft King take my criticism on his Bendy video, but he has also improved as a person in the last 2 years on how to compose himself online. So it seems to me you don't know so much about Theft King as you let on, and you just want him to be as miserable as you, because you dislike the fact he criticized Poopy Gay Time or some shit, whatever shitty mascot horror game this dude is fanboying over.
Like, honestly to God. Now, I want to point out something really quickly, and I want to say this. Don't go harass Bat, and I'll say that again, don't go harass him. Do not do this, this isn't the correct thing to do. The reason I say this is because I am going to, like, pin his name and YouTube surname in the description.
Okay, I'm fucking sorry. This dude did not just call a YouTube handle a surname. Well, shit guys, this is it. My dox is finally out. My real name is Alberto Batacanta. I do wonder how many people are gonna get that reference.
To get his attention on this, because he needs to see this, because the thumbnail and title for this video is just clickbaiting piece of shit.
I am glad I eventually saw this video, because now I'm further vindicated in my conclusion that people like you are chronically online losers who care way too fucking much about insignificant shit because you have no life of your own to worry about.
I want to let him know that this video is fine. It's just the title and thumbnail is no different. Hell, if anything, it makes him almost close to being Theft King, just not on the same level as him.
So let me get this straight. This dude's scale of most to least bad is being in 2 dramas over 2 years ago, which is worse than wanting views on YouTube, which is worse than saying the hard fucking R. Do I even have to say anything here?
So, if anything, he's a fucking hypocrite. He's a fucking hypocrite.
Is it just me or does it feel like this dude glanced at a mirror in the corner of his basement?
Which is a sad thing to say because I honestly feel like this guy, deep down, is actually more decently better than Theft King. Actually, no, decent is too much of a mean word to say. I actually think he's somewhat of a better human being than Theft King.
I mean, you're not gonna be thinking that for much longer once you figure out I don't like shovelware.
Because he actually has common sense. But, except, you know, defending and dick riding Theft King. But that's a different fucking story.
Ah, but wait. Didn't he earlier say that I didn't come across that way? What happened there? The narrative once again switches as it needs to. Now this video is a completely different story, and that is entirely because number 1, this dude forced my hand, and number 2, unlike these deranged lunatics, I believe in second chances. And if that pisses off people like this guy, as well as retards who are undoubtedly gonna be mad in the comments over this, then I say it is absolutely fucking worth it.
But, besides that, I just want him to change the thumbnail and title, because that is just really, really, really bad. Like, honestly, how pathetic do you need to be to basically say that one of your friends is worse than the worst Five Nights at Freddy's YouTuber in the world?
First of all, me and Alex are not friends. I do not know the first thing about him, and he doesn't know the first thing about me, and I'd rather have it stay that way because we're not fucking friends. But then again, it is my mistake for expecting a Gatchatuber to be familiar with the concept of having friends. And you gotta love how he says Theft King is the worst FNAF YouTuber despite the fact Jonochrome is a thing. Now, why does this feel like deja vu? Literally no opinions of his own, just parroting shit he saw on Twitter 2 years ago by man-children on their period. And you may think this is the end of it, but we still got plenty more, as you can probably tell. So first of all, he also left us a nice pinned comment under this complete failure of a video, and it reads, "Just wanna point out one thing that I couldn't properly say due to how pissed off I was getting." This dude was legitimately pissed off because the truth goes more in Theft King's favor than his. Now that's how you know you sank low. "Just because a situation happened over 9 months ago or a year ago doesn't mean that person get away from consequences." What the fuck kind of retarded logic is that? So I guess if someone breaks your toy at the age of 3 years old, that should be held against them until the day they fucking die, according to this loser. Yes bro, people can move on, fucking deal with it. But you know, it is kinda funny that this dude wanted me to change the thumbnail, as sometime after this video came out, Alex actually requested if I could use a different soy jack in the thumbnail, so I did it because why the fuck not? And keep in mind, this was before I watched this video, and before it was even sent to me in Discord. And well, as it turns out, someone felt very called out by a thumbnail change, which, once again, was requested by Alex himself, and he got a massive case of bruised ego. So he released his second abortion, titled, "But the content needs to stop overreacting about the Theft King situation." And if this title feels like it was written with negative self-awareness, that's because that's exactly what happened. Thankfully this one is way shorter in both length and substance, so let's go right ahead and play this shit.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Invited this
Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
Don't even know where to begin. Like,
Well, that was definitely not it, I can tell you that much.
this is just full on Theft King fucking fetish boy over here. Like, honest to God, like, really, you serious? Like, I'm not even mad at this point. I'm just heavily disappointed because the topic of the video, like the thumbnail, has nothing to do with the topic of the video.
Tell me you're both deaf and blind without telling me you're both deaf and blind. I mean, I hate to say the fucking obvious, but since Resident Retard over here didn't finish his elementary school education, it looks like I have to. The thumbnail clearly points to Alex's video and says, "Hey, this is bad. Don't be like this. Acting like this is objectively worse than anything Theft King has done, period." And that is nothing but the truth, so feel free to cope with that fact however you will.
Like, at all. If you don't know, the topic of the video I showed the thumbnail of is about how Alex, you know who if you watched the first one, basically lied about how Bat essentially defended Theft King and a lot more than that.
That's only partially the topic. The other part you're missing, despite the fact I explicitly stated in the title and in the pinned comment, is clearing up lies that have been spread about Theft King. I do not give a fuck if you like him or not. Spreading those lies about him is in no way justified, and it never will be justified. Cope and fucking seed, you low-life loser.
But the thumbnail basically paints Alex as worse than Theft King, which, if you've seen the video,
you will know it's true. Yeah bro, I'm sorry, falsely accusing someone of defending pedophiles is kinda worse than saying someone will burn for eternity. If anything, the latter is just fucking laughable due to how silly it is.
And you know who Theft King is, then you know that Alex is far from being worse than Theft King, or worse as Theft King.
Bruh, why is this dude so hyperfixated on this worse than Theft King line? Like bruh, at this point you could call this guy Adolf Hitler and he would be less offended. Also, why the fuck are you out here white knighting for Alex on his behalf? Not even he takes that shit seriously, in fact he regularly jokes about it. Oh wait, I forgot. It's Twitter, they need to have a victim at all times.
Like, it's honestly pathetic at this point. At least the first thumbnail, while still being shit, at least he's trying to make a point there. In the second thumbnail, even the title,
nothing changed. If anything, the second title and thumbnail are more charitable towards Alex. Really shows you the mental capacity of this dude on full display.
He's straight up just sucking Theft King's dick at this point.
Yummers. But no, for real, do I detect jealousy in that statement?
And it's really disappointing. It's honestly, to God, disappointing. I don't know if he changed the thumbnail just because of me.
Buddy, you are not that important, I promise you. If you disappeared off the internet tomorrow, no one would bat an eye. In fact, it would probably benefit everyone considering your tendency to call anyone who disagrees with you pieces of shit who defend EDP.
I doubt that, or he did it to piss off some of the people who disagreed with him. But either way, all he's doing is just making himself look like a fucking idiot.
Well, that's not possible, because you're standing right here.
Honest to God, if people want to talk about this, then feel free to.
But if I want to talk about them, that's suddenly not allowed? Freedom of speech goes both ways, retard. You can talk about whatever the fuck you want, but that doesn't mean you're immune to criticism. Sorry, not sorry.
I have no sympathy for Bat. I do, like I said, recommend not to harass him, but if you do, just don't do it under my name, because honestly, I don't even care, and honestly, I don't understand why you'd harass him, but I just don't recommend it, so it's just so fucking silly at this point. It's kind of, like, Bat, you don't need to take every single fucking situation seriously.
I'm taking the internet seriously? That's fucking news to me. Like, yeah, false allegations that can affect someone beyond the internet and impact their actual well-being. I'm gonna take that seriously for obvious reasons. But fucking video game drama? Nah. And the fact you even consider that possibility is genuinely fucking concerning to me, but I really shouldn't be surprised at this point.
No joke when I'm saying this. Almost every person who made a rant video on Theft King's video on Indigo Park.
Oh, you mean every person that was subscribed to him with notifications on for 2 years waiting for something to LARP on because they fell out of relevance without Theft King? And the only thing they found was a lukewarm take about a generic walking simulator that just so happens to have horror in its Steam tags? Yeah bro, Forgive me for not being one of those speds.
was literally pointed out that the only major problem of Theft King was the fact that he clickbaited and falsely accused Indigo Park of being a clone of Poppy Playtime and Garden of Banban.
You're really gonna love how he just stated that there was only 2 things wrong with his video and that everything else was fine and not worth stretching or covering, but he's just that fucking stupid to not realize it. I mean, thank you for proving my point how that whole video was a complete nothing burger. I mean, are people still excited for walking simulator horror games with nothing that makes them actually scary in 2024? I thought people would learn by now that bright and vibrant colors and horror don't go in the same sentence, but I guess not.
And in a description of, but apparently to Bat, apparently that means,
Oh, you're taking things so fucking seriously and you're being overreacting and shit. Oh my god, stop overreacting. Oh.
What the actual fuck am I looking at? I think this dude has officially fucking lost it. And well, there's not much more to say other than the fact this motherfucker is so fucking stupid to take my pinned comment where I tell people that Alex no longer stands by his video and call it fucking selfish. Because apparently it is selfish to go out of your way and clarify shit so that someone else doesn't catch said shit, but then again, we already established this dude's therapist also needs a therapist, so nothing more to be said here. So I guess the moral of the story here is, the truth is bad because I don't like it. So yeah, you know you're winning in life when Gatchatubers hate you, and if you have a problem with that statement, go kick rocks and save yourself the trouble. Well then, be sure to like and subscribe to boost me the algorithm. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time, when I'm hopefully not fucking sick.